welcome back. Dr. Peter Glidden, welcome to Fire Your MD Now, and I mean it when I say it, Fire Your MD Now. My sponsor host was also correct, the guy that you just heard from. I'm pulling no punches. We are pulling no punches. I'm drawing a line in the sand and saying, guess what? We're madder than hell. We're just not going to take it anymore. Stephen Hawking just wrote a new book called The Grand Design. You know Stephen Hawking, the guy in the wheelchair that holds Einstein's seat at Oxford or Cambridge or wherever it is, right? Supposedly one of the smartest physicists in the world right now. Still hasn't been able to figure out, by the way, what causes gravity. Not that that's the easiest thing to do. But nonetheless, Stephen Hawking's new book argues that God does not need to exist from a scientific point of view, which is a very interesting thing to talk about here, because I don't care what religion you are. And I have a problem with world religions, right? There's a very big difference between the existence of God and spirituality and world religions, because world religions try to interpret the existence of God for different people. You know, the Jews say one thing, the born-again Christians say another, the Buddhists say another, the Confucians say another, the Siddhantans from southern India say another. Everybody has their own interpretation of humanity's relationship with God. And, you know, quite frankly, we could have a long conversation about the legitimacy of all of that nonsense. And that's not where I'm going with this show. It's not my intention with this show to discuss things having to do with religion. But religion is different than spirituality. If God exists, God exists. And how different religious groups interpret humanity's relationship with God and the meaning of life and what happens after death and this, that, and the other thing, that's a completely different thing than arguing for the existence of God in the first place. Now, Stephen Hawking is a physicist. And physicists look at the world through a set of lenses which does not allow for anything metaphysical. Physicists are grounded in physics. What exists in the world is physics and metaphysics. Metaphysics meaning that which is unmeasurable and unanswerable by the modern laws of physics. And the modern laws of physics argue it's all based on Newtonian physics. Even quantum physics has its roots in this philosophy that if you cannot measure it, if it cannot be quantified, if it cannot be objectified in some fashion, therefore it does not exist. So, to a physicist, a contemporary scientist, a dyed-in-the-wool scientist like Stephen Hawking, because nobody has ever dissected the soul out of a corpse, because no MRI or X-ray or CT scan or PET scan or scalpel has ever revealed the presence of the soul, therefore it does not exist. And if it does not exist, of course, it can have no relationship to the health or lack thereof of the human body. So, from a purely Western scientific Newtonian objectify it, prove it, scientific physics point of view, God doesn't exist, because nobody's ever been able to objectify God, right? Nobody's ever been able to do that, at least not in the modern day. Now, on the other side of the coin, there exists the wonderful world of metaphysics. That's everything that cannot be explained through conventional science. For instance, where does the light in your dreams come from? Where does that come from? For instance, what is it that gives the light that's in the eyes? I don't know if you've ever been with somebody that's dying, but, you know, you can watch the light leave their eyes. It's a remarkable phenomenon to witness. Well, what is it that causes that light? What is it? Physics has no answer for this. The most, I think, breathtaking example of metaphysics in a common, normal, day-to-day world is the concept of love, right? I'd love to have a conversation with Stephen Hawking or any dyed-in-the-wool scientist who has no time for metaphysics whatsoever. Because all that I would ask him is, well, Mr. Hawking, do you love your mother? And, of course, he's going to answer in the affirmative, well, yes, I do. And then I'd say, well, can you prove it? I want you to prove, I want you to set up some type of objectified, double-blinded experiment that's inside of the realm of physics that you can prove that you love your mother. Well, guess what? It can't be done because you can't do that. You cannot prove that you love your mother. Love, in this regard, is a patently metaphysical experience. I bet you never thought about it that way. When most people think about metaphysics, they think about all this woo-woo, voodoo, sorcery stuff. It's nonsense. Metaphysics simply means that which is not measurable by science, vis-a-vis the existence of the soul. To a scientist, to an MD, by the way, MDs are completely grounded in this notion of physics. They have no conceptual awareness, no conceptual appreciation of metaphysics whatsoever. Therefore, since nobody has ever been able to objectify the acupuncture meridians in the human body that the acupuncturists manipulate with their needles to the MD reductionistic physicist, they don't exist. And that all acupuncture that's ever been applied for the last 5,000 years is all placebo. It doesn't matter that it happens in animals just as effectively as it does in humans. It's got to be placebo because we can't measure it. MDs and physicists only see one side of the coin, and they have convinced themselves through their arrogance and their hubris, their breathtaking hubris, that what they know, what they see is everything. It's everything to them, since nobody has ever been able to produce an experiment that proves that homeopathic medicines diluted beyond Avogadro's number produce a physiological effect. To the scientists, homeopathic medicines are no more than placebo and folly. And let me tell you something. The person who generates that experiment, who proves objectively that homeopathic medicines diluted well beyond Avogadro's number produce a noticeable, measurable effect consistently, that's going to be a scientific discovery on par with the discovery of the structure of chromosomes and DNA. And it's coming, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming. Because homeopathic medicines work. Acupuncture works. The soul exists. However, the proof of metaphysical experience, 99% of the time, the proof of a metaphysical experience is an inherently, patently personal one. If you were in an automobile accident or you had a heart attack, heaven forbid, and you had an out-of-the-body experience, and you were able to rise up above the operating table and you were able to tap into the field of existence that the soul goes to after death. If you were able to legitimately have an out-of-body experience, when you came back, you would not be able to prove it. And, the scientists in the room, the MDs in the room would naysay it all away. Oh, you were just hallucinating, whatever that means, right? It is virtually impossible to prove a metaphysical experience because metaphysical experiences, most of the time, by definition, are inherently personal experiences. If you were deep in prayer and you had a breakthrough experience and actually saw the Buddha, or had a conversation with Jehovah, or Jesus, or one of the Christian saints, or whomever it was, if you had that actually happen to you, you couldn't prove that happened to you. And if you started to talk about it, people would think that you were crazy. Well, this is the problem that we're up against here in the 21st century. This is the problem because the scientists have gotten out of control in their reliance and denial. Their reliance on objectified medicine and on scientific stuff and their denial of everything that has to do with metaphysics. I wrote about this. I wrote a couple of chapters about this in my book, The MD Emperor Has No Clothes, that you can purchase, by the way, on fireyourmdnow.com. Just go to fireyourmdnow.com and get yourself a copy. The MD Emperor Has No Clothes. It'll blow your mind, this book. I want you to buy this book. I want you to have everybody in your family. I want you to have everybody in your church. I want you to have everybody in your community read it. I don't care. Just buy one copy and pass it around. There's information in there that can change a life. There's information in there that can save a life. There's information in there that can make you start to think about things that you don't normally think about. because we have been brainwashed by the MDs and the scientists amongst us who completely rely on everything having to do with physics. They have no room in their world for metaphysics, which makes every scientist, Stephen Hawking included, a hypocrite. Because it is 100% inconsistent to be a scientist, at daytime, and have all of your perceptions about life and everything having to do with the scientific method, and if you can't objectify it, you can't prove it, la-di-da, it doesn't exist, and then turn around and tell your wife that you love her, tell your husband that you love her. You can't do that. That is inconsistent. It's hypocritical. It's like being a communist at work and being a Democrat at home. It is 100% intellectually out of integrity. We have a term. It's called out integrity. You can't say one thing. It's like politicians. Most politicians are out integrity. They say one thing in the public and they do another thing behind closed doors. Well, it's no different with medicine, especially with medicine, because let me answer me this, Batman. If the soul does exist, then the presence of the soul in the physical body must have a direct relationship to the health of the human body. From the holistic point of view, it is the very presence of the soul force in the body that lends inherent wisdom to the body. It is the presence of the soul force which tells your body how to grow itself, tells your body how to maintain itself, tells your body how to fix itself. And MDs have thrown the baby out with the bathwater in their 100% denial of the soul force, and for that matter, anything having to do with metaphysics. Ladies and gentlemen, just one more nail in the coffin. From the proper perspective, everything makes sense. Fire your MD now. By the way, you want to talk to me on today's show? It's 866-582-9933. That's, I believe we have Wendy with us from California, I think. Hello, Wendy. Thanks for calling.
Hi. Yeah, I have a distant relative who I just learned is dying of liver failure, and I was just wondering what to do for her.
Well, I tell you what, my colleague, Dr. Wallach, I witnessed a remarkable turnaround with a patient who had sclerosing cholangitis. This woman had a bad liver disease. Her liver was basically shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. I think by the time we got to her, Dr. Wallach got to her, her liver was the size of an Oreo cookie, and she'd had something like 23 operations, because every time the liver would shrink a little bit, they'd go in and they'd put little stents in the blood vessels in the liver to keep the blood vessels open so the liver wouldn't become gangrenous and, she'd die of an infection. So she'd had a lot of surgeries, 20-plus surgeries, all done at Harvard University. And she was they'd all failed. And she was in the hospital waiting for a liver transplant. Her husband heard Dr. Wallach on the radio, called Dr. Wallach up on the radio, just like you're calling me now, and Dr. Wallach told this woman's husband what to give her. And 4 weeks later, after he started the program, she was released from the hospital. She was on a liver transplant list. She was released from the hospital because her liver enzymes had normalized, and within 9 months, her liver had completely grown back. It completely grown back. So it was a remarkable turnaround. Now, is that going to happen every time? No. But it's going to happen. And the whole thing here with holistic medicine, especially medical nutrition, is the fundamental borderline, baseline, boilerplate ideation here. Our fundamental concept, the foundation of holistic medical nutrition, is that the human body has the ability to fix itself. Is there a point of no return? Yes. Is there a point at which the system has failed and been corrupted so much that it cannot fight its way back? Yes, but I don't know where that line is anymore. Since I've been working with Dr. Wallach, you wouldn't believe the things I've seen people recover from. Is this a panacea? Is this a cure-all? No, it's not. What it is fundamental, science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. And I got to tell you, man, you got nothing to lose by getting on board with one of these programs. You got nothing to lose. Some money, a little bit of money, that's the worst possible thing that could happen. Oh, what the heck? It seems like a ridiculously small investment of money in order to get the potential returns that science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition can give. So the liver loves the nutrient selenium. Selenium is a mineral, and it was discovered, I believe, in 1958 to be an essential nutrient by, I'll think of the guy's name in a minute. I'm having a senior moment. Gerhard Schrauzer. Gerhard Schrauzer is one of the people that elects people for the Nobel Prize. I mean, Gerhard Schrauzer was voted by the scientific community one of the top 10 scientists of all time. There's an award that Schrauzer gives out every year for research that's done with trace minerals because of all the stuff they uncover, just with the simple mineral selenium. In any event, when people have any type of liver dysfunction, we load them up with selenium. And there's a misconception in the scientific circles that selenium is toxic, but it's not. Selenium is only toxic in animals. I believe it's horses specifically. It's an essential nutrient in humans. If anybody tells you that selenium is toxic, you want to ask them also if they think that the earth is flat, because they are just out of touch with medical science, all right? So here's what I would do if I was attempting to support and promote the health of the liver in anybody. I would do one anti-aging healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. One anti-aging healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. 4 bottles of selenium a month, and 4 bottles of plant-derived minerals. 4 bottles of plant-derived minerals, 4 bottles of ultimate selenium, and 1 anti-aging healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. I would also do the Good Food, Bad Food diet, and you can download that for free at fireyourmdnow.com. So you want to clean up the diet, leaving off of all of the bad foods, give those supplements every day, see what happens, because again, you've got nothing to lose. This is what we're doing here is providing the liver with all of the raw materials specifically it needs to rebound. We're getting the heck out of the way and seeing how far it bounces back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you'd like information about science-based, clinically verified health recovery solutions, and you can't call in, or you don't want to call in, or you tried to call in and the lines are jammed up, I have people standing by right now to help you, and they're going to help you for free. The number to call is 855-347-3696. That's for help with ordering. It's 855-347-3696. We have people standing by from 4 to 5:30 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday, during the show and for about a half an hour after. So give us a call. And Wendy, if you're still listening, if you want help ordering this stuff, and we'll get it for you at the wholesale price. If you want help with figuring out how many to take a day, we've got people standing by that can help you right now. And if you'd like to talk to me, that's why we're here. We encourage it. The toll-free number from anywhere in the U.S., of course, 866-582-9933. Once more, that's 866-582-9933. And I forget off the top of my head what the listen-in number is. I guess if you're listening to this, you don't need to know that, but you can go to fireyourmdnow.com, fireyourmdnow.com, and right there on the home page, there is information about the number that you can call to listen to this show if you don't have an internet connection. All right? Okay. So, now, here's the deal. There are 2 myths that we suffer from in the United States regarding medicine. Myth number 1 is that the MD is the undisputed king of medicine and everybody else is a back-of-the-bus quack. It's just not true. MDs are only trained in a small aspect of medicine. They're trained in pharmaceuticals and surgical intervention as done through a reductionistic lens. What their therapies are good for is trauma and a handful of infections and surgery when it's absolutely necessary. For everything else, their therapeutics stink, they don't work, and they're the leading cause of death in the United States. That's myth number 1, is that the MD is king and everybody else is a back-of-the-bus quack. Quite frankly, from my position, my point of view, the only people selling snake oil in the United States have MD after their name. Just go online and look up how many drugs there are class action lawsuits against right now. How many medical devices there are class action lawsuits against right now. These were drugs and devices approved by the FDA. The FDA said, oh, these things are safe and okay to use. And then they turn around, they don't work, people die, and the people that make them don't go to jail. Nobody gets sued. You know how many people died from vitamins last year? 0. You know how many people died because they went to see an MD? Over 780,000. That's more than were killed by cancer, for goodness sake. Myth number 2 is that healing is some complicated, sophisticated process that should only be attempted by, MDs working in high-tech, multi-million-dollar medical facilities, by the way, all of which in the United States are for-profit entities. For-profit entities. You walk through a hospital, you're going to pay through the nose. You better have insurance. That's why everybody has insurance. But it's nonsense. You don't need insurance. You need catastrophic insurance in case a drunk driver hits you. Or, you get a third-degree burn or you break your leg skiing someplace. Heaven forbid. You need to guard yourself against the incredibly high price of modern American medicine by having catastrophic insurance. But you only need catastrophic insurance. You don't need comprehensive insurance. And what we encourage people to do is change your insurance policies over and use the money that you've saved from switching from a comprehensive to a catastrophic insurance policy to buy nutritional supplements and educate yourself. You can buy a subscription at my website for $5 a month, $5 a month or $50 a year. It's an education in how to recover your health with holistic medicine. We give free webinars, or not free. We give webinars, we do. We give 4 free webinars every Monday night. 1 free webinar every Monday night for 4 weeks out of the month, and 2 or 3 paid-for webinars regarding health situations on the Wednesdays of every month, 3 Wednesdays out of every month. For $5 a month, you can re-educate yourself completely into what to do with medical nutrition in order to help yourself maintain, first reclaim, and then maintain your health, because a little bit of knowledge in this situation goes a long, long, long way. Folks, we don't know what we're missing, and if you're just going to keep your fingers crossed and hope against hope that your MD, number 1, has the ability to help you, and number 2, has the knowledge to help you, and number 3, has the medicines to help you recover from a chronic illness, you're wrong. It's a fool's errand. The best possible thing that can happen if you bring a chronic illness to an MD's office is it's going to be managed. And it's going to be managed with synthetic pharmaceuticals that are delivered to overpower the natural inherent workings of the human body. That's what they do. And if you're down with that, then, it's a free country. God bless you. Go and frequent the MD. But really, from my experience, the only people that back these guys up, the only people that really are in favor of what the MDs do are people who have skin in the game. Their husband's an MD, their brother's an MD, their son's an MD, right? They've got they sell medical insurance, or they work for a pharmaceutical company. They've got skin in the game. Everybody else, the hundreds of millions of suffering humanity, we're just suffering. The only reason you go to an MD is because you don't know there's another option. Well, guess what? There is, and guess what? It's not complicated. It's not sophisticated. Healing is easy. My colleague, Dr. Wallach, set Youngevity, a company up. It's an international company called, an international nutritional supplement company called Youngevity. And it was set up as a networked business on purpose because healing is easy. And if you have a problem with your bones and joints, if you have a problem with your blood sugar, if you have a problem with your blood pressure, if you have a chronic illness and you're sick and tired of taking prescription medicines and you don't know where to turn to us. Because we have figured it out. We are licensed, experienced, holistic physicians. We are the only physicians in the country who are trained from day one in the therapeutic application of non-drug treatments. We're trained in medical nutrition. We're trained in acupuncture and homeopathy and botanical medicine and detoxification procedures. That's our whole thing. But the problem is there's only a handful of us. There's less than 4,500 of us in the whole country. And of that 4,500, there's maybe 200-300 that have more than 20 years of clinical experience, and I'm one of them. This profession is eeny, weeny, teeny. And there are hundreds of millions of us in this country who are suffering for no reason. So what are we going to do? Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to set up a grassroots coalition of the informed. We're going to give free lectures all around the country all the time. We're going to give free webinars. We're going to build a grassroots coalition of the informed. That's why Youngevity, Dr. Wallach's international nutritional supplement company, was set up as a network business. It's set up that way because we need your help. Why do we need your help? Because everybody's suffering needlessly. Why are people suffering needlessly? Because everybody goes to MDs. Why do people go to MDs? Because they're the only game in town. We have science-based, clinically verified health recovery programs in place that you can get access to right now. Right now. Just call us up. 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696. Now, there's two ways you can work with us. You can just talk to someone that's a Youngevity representative, and we've got them all over the world, Youngevity representatives. Tell them what your health concerns are, and they will inform you of Dr. Wallach's health recovery method for that particular part of your body. We've got methods for healthy blood sugar, for healthy bones and joints, for healthy livers, for healthy kidneys. You name it, we've got it. And we'll tell you what to do for free. And we'll get you the supplements at the wholesale price. You got to buy supplements somewhere. What are you going to do? Well, you're going to come to us because the recipes that inform the nutritional supplements that the Youngevity Company has to offer are informed by $25 million of federally funded research, 26,000 autopsies, 10 million blood chemistries and histopathologies, and over 3 decades of clinical work by a licensed naturopathic physician, one, by the way, who was nominated for the Nobel Prize. Now, if you've got another vitamin company that has those credentials, then go for it. But they don't exist. This is the only one. You know, you've got choices. If you're going to buy a car, you can buy a crappy car, you can buy a top-of-the-line car. You're going to buy shirts and overcoats, you can buy crappy stuff, you can buy top-of-the-line stuff. You get what you pay for. The irony of ironies here is that the nutritional supplements offered by Youngevity, they're not that much more expensive than what you can get anywhere. They're a little bit more expensive because of the network nature of the business. A little bit more, maybe $2, $3 a bottle more expensive than something you could get at GNC. But the stuff you can get at GNC isn't even a reasonable facsimile because the recipes are different. And when it comes to nutritional supplements, the recipe's everything. It's everything. You know, you're going to get what you pay for. But let me ask you this. If you bought $300 worth of nutritional supplements every month for a year at GNC, that's $3,600, right? 300 times 12, that's $3,600. You just spent $3,600 on vitamins and nutritional supplements at GNC, and you go in at the end of the year, you've got all your receipts, and you talk to the store manager and say, hey, buddy, I'm your best customer. I just spent $3,600 here. What are you going to do for me? What's he going to do for you? He's going to give you a 10% discount coupon on your next order. He's going to put you on their mailing list for free. That's about it. Well, if you join us as a Youngevity associate, if you join us, if you make the choice to join Youngevity as an associate, and it only costs $10 to do that, a $10 one-time membership fee, we will pay you to help spread our message of health recovery through medical nutrition. And that's why this company was set up as a network business. By the way, Dr. Wallach doesn't make any money on the sale of any vitamins in Youngevity. Zero. Zero. Let me say it one more time. Zero. Wallach could have made a lot of money. He could have sold his products through GNC. He could have sold these supplements on the Home Shopping Network. He could have sold them wherever he wanted to, but he did not. He chose to set this company up as a network business to populate his message of health recovery through medical nutrition as rapidly as possible because we are suffering for no reason in this country. Ironically, as it turns out, the last best hope that your friends and family members and church members and community members have for healthy and strong bones and joints, healthy and strong blood sugar, healthy and strong livers, healthy and strong lives is you. Because healing is easy. And we will teach you Dr. Wallach's method of health recovery through science-based, clinically applied nutrition. We want to help you do it. So give my office a call. Give my people a call. We're standing by right now to help you figure out how to do this. 855-347-3696. Give them a call. Remember, there's two ways you can interface with us. You can call us up and tell us what the health concern is, and we'll hook you up with an appropriate health recovery program. Number one, the same, you buy stuff from us the same way you would, on the internet or at a health food store, local health food store. Or you can join our coalition of the informed, and we'll pay you. With the company, I believe right now there are over 25 multi-million-dollar earners in the Longevity Company, over 25 people who have made more than $1 million in commission sales in their life. That's pretty good. And what's better is that those numbers reflect thousands of people who they have lifted up into the world of nutritional health, all by themselves. People that the conventional medical system had failed. If you're up against a health issue, ladies and gentlemen, a chronic health issue, and you're going to roll the dice towards the pharmaceutical end of the spectrum, 5 will get you 10, they're going to hurt you and not help you. If you roll the dice towards us, most of the time, we're going to help. Next week, that's Tuesday, May 15th, there's a whole new format here at Fire Your MD Now. We're doing testimonials every Tuesday. It's Testimonial Tuesday. On Wednesdays, we talk about wacky science. That's things that the MDs believe that are true that just aren't so. And that's going to be an easy day for me. Thursday, it's celebrity interviews. We're going to interview people all around the country who are involved with many different aspects of holistic medicine and get their take on medical science as seen from the holistic vantage point. Fridays, it's all about show me the money. We're going to be talking to active longevity representatives all around the country, people just like you, who not only have lifted their friends and family and church members and community members up into the wonderful world of health, but they've made a nice income doing it. And on Mondays, it's not going to be next Monday, it's going to be a week from next Monday. On Mondays we talk about new products, vitamin B, Alex Jones's favorite, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, OsteoFX, and different health issues. One Monday we'll talk about arthritis, another Monday we'll talk about Lyme disease, whatever. And all of this is going to be listed on fireyourmdnow.com. So batten down the hatches, ladies and gentlemen. Tell your friends and family members. We're going to take it to a whole nother level here at fireyourmdnow.com. Thank you for your patronage. Thank you for tuning in. I need you to take it one step further, please, and tell everybody that you know about this radio show. Next week, it's a whole new Megillah. Now, I think we have Al with us with a question about arthritis. How's it going, Al?
Oh, it's been better here. See, I'm disabled. I'm permanently disabled, but I have osteoarthritis. I also have daily headaches, and I have Klinefelter syndrome and that.
Okay,
and I'm allergic to seafood on top of that. So
you are, okay. How do you know you're allergic to seafood?
In the past, when I've eaten it, I've got really nauseated, real sick to my stomach.
Okay. And have the headaches been diagnosed?
Yes. I have a combination of cluster, tension, and migraine headaches.
Okay. How much coffee do you drink?
Oh, maybe a cup a day. Sometimes not even. I don't even drink coffee every day either, so.
Okay. All right. So the osteoarthritis and the cluster headaches, the tension headaches, and the migraine headaches are different arms of the same octopus. It's interesting to think about this or to actually talk about it. Most people don't understand this. But the blood vessels, the arteries that are in your body, have muscles in them. And the muscles constrict and relax, kind of like a snake squiggling down the road, in order to help the heart pump blood downstream. Now, the muscle in the artery is no different than the muscle in your arm or your leg or any place else in your body. And when you run out of calcium and magnesium, the muscles start to tighten up, but they can't relax. So a muscle will constrict, you'll get a spasm, you'll get a cramp, you'll get a Charlie horse, and the muscle will constrict, but it can't relax. And, when that happens in your leg muscle, you get a Charlie horse. When it happens in your artery, you get high blood pressure. An increased blood flow to whatever part of the body is related to that blood vessel. So, from our point of view, now of course osteoarthritis, whether it's traumatic osteoarthritis or it's just happened over time as a function of time, is your body has lost the raw materials that it needs to keep the joints healthy. And one of the main players in healthy joints is calcium and magnesium. So you have multiple mineral deficiencies which are driving this illness forward, and it's gotten to be such a level of lowness in your body that it's coming out in more than one place. Now, Klinefelter's, of course, is built in. We can't fix that. That's a genetic thing that you were born with. There's no going back. You know, if we could go back in time and nutrify your mother 100% all through pregnancy, then chances are that the Klinefelters never would have happened, because from our perspective, the majority of chronic birth defects are caused by improper prenatal and natal nutrition, all right? So in any event, here's what we want to do. How much do you weigh, Al?
I weigh 250. I'm about 6'2".
All right, 250 pounds. All right, well, if you go on the good food, bad food diet, if you leave off all of the bad foods, and you can find that on the front page of fireyourmdnow.com, you're going to lose about 15 pounds without trying. So you need to dial that in right away. And what I would also do per month for 2 months is 2 healthy bone and joint packs, 2 healthy bone and joint packs, and 4 bottles of plant-derived minerals. 2 healthy bone and joint packs and 4 bottles of plant-derived minerals. And if you'd like help ordering that stuff, give my folks a call. They're standing by right now at 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696. Feed the joints, Al. Feed your blood vessels and watch your health come back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Thanks for tuning in.